the meeting.
Yay.
Yay.
Very cool.
Very cool.
And if you could please
And if you
silence
could please silence,
or mute yourselves, that would be appreciated as well, just so that we have clear communication as always. So just to start off, I decided that we wanted to introduce the ADRs so that you actually see them in person and not just at an email or a phone call. So my name is Sarah Houtsma. I am the Southeast Southwest ADR. So some of my customers will be anywhere between Delaware all the way down to not Oregon, to Oklahoma and Texas. Let's see. Tasia, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so hi guys, my name is Tasia Amaviska. I work with the Pacific region, so also the West Coast, so Alaska down to California and Hawaii.
I'll go next. Hi, I'm Dawn Weimers. I have the Midwest, so I'm all up in the north, the Montana, North Dakota, all the way down to New Mexico. And I'm Missouri and Kansas, all those in between.
Hello, I'm Mary Jo Bargy, and I live in Ohio, and I manage the Great Lakes and the Northeast regions. So all the way over to Illinois and then up to Maine. So it's nice to see everybody on here.
And I believe Dave might be at the Mance trade
Nope.
show or heading. Oh, you're here. Okay, cool. Go ahead, Dave.
I think you can hear me now. Hi, I'm Dave Dowling. I'm actually in Baltimore at the Mance trade show, working from my phone in the middle of a cafeteria. I do cut flower customers all across the country. So no set region, just anybody everywhere that's not already have another rep assigned to them.
Very cool. Well, now that we've kind of done those quick introductions, I wanted to just let you know that if you had any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. The other ADRs will be responding, or if you had questions, like extensive questions, feel free to reach out to your ADR or the Ball Color Link office, and they'd be able to help you as well. So we're going to get started. This is going to be so much fun. So this is going to be a 4-part series. So it's going to be primarily, the first part is the basics and the fundamentals. And then the next part's going to be talking about entering an order. The next part's going to be about viewing and changing an order. And the last one's going to be about the finances. So we're really trying to get you to really fully understand everything that is WebTrack, because WebTrack is a lot. And we know it's a lot because we talked to a lot of customers about this, and I definitely understand that. And so this is just going to be a great introduction for people who might not have experience with this, because this will give you some good information. So homepage, click yes. Sorry, say it one more time. I missed that. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. Yep, sorry. I just want to make sure. Okay, so this is the main homepage of WebTrack. So if you went to webtrack.ballseed.com/login, this will take you to the main page if you have not even registered with WebTrack before, or if you are logging into WebTrack. It's all in one place. So for those who have not logged into WebTrack ever, you're going to be registering as a new user right up here. To register as a new user, be in mind that you will need to have a customer number, and Ball Color Link will be providing that to you when you register. If you do not know that your customer number, feel free to give the phone call to the customer service or the Ball Color Link office, and they'll be happy to give you that number. From here, you're going to be just putting in your information, so your name. You're going to be putting in a login information or login ID. It's another name for user ID, so it's whichever you want it to be. You're going to click register, and from there, you're going to get an email that says, hi, here is a temporary password for you to put in. So from that point, you can log into WebTrack. And so we're going to go and pretend we're going to log into WebTrack. So to log into WebTrack, you're going to be putting in your information. So let me see. I have Ta-da! You log in, and this is going to be your WebTrack homepage. It is extensive at times, but also as just a ADR, I don't even utilize all these tabs. These tabs are very helpful. And so I'm actually going to take it to Tasia's WebTrack homepage training, because on this is actually Tasia who has walked us through the basics of WebTrack training, so this actually helps out a lot. I was curious to see, let me see, I'm just changing my speaker so that we can see. Can you hear it? No. Okay. It's always, yes, you can. Okay, sorry, I just want to make sure. Nothing helps when it doesn't, you can't hear anything. All right.
Hey, Sarah, we can't hear you.
Can't hear me or can't hear the video?
Oh, I can't hear anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought, let me see. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. Hey,
There's a
Teresa,
setting when you go to share that you have to click on the bottom left of the screen to share the sound of a video. You have to do that when you first start to share your screen. So you may have to unshare and share again.
Dave, you are so smart. Let's try this again.
So unshare it. And when you go to share at the bottom left of the screen,
Ooh,
it says share audio.
wow. That is smart. Okay, that's really cool. Let's try this over time. I apologize.
Your ball
Let's try.
seed sales rep, and in this video
hear it?
I'm going to give you an overview of WebTrack. Now you might notice throughout this video that I skip explaining a few functions on the screen. And that's because I really want to highlight the sections that I think will be the most useful and helpful to you. So let's look at the top of the screen. Here you can see your account number. Next to it you can see your account name. Down below to the right you can see two sets of contact information. To the left, you can see your sales rep and their contact info. And to the right, you can see our customer service support team and their contact info. Now, if you're using WebTrack and have a specific WebTrack related question, you can also use this live chat feature here, which will automatically connect you with one of our customer service representatives during normal business hours. Below this, you can see some rotating promotional pictures, and if you click on them, you can learn more about these crops. For now, I'll go back to the WebTrack homepage. Now on the left side of the screen is what I like to call the bread and butter of WebTrack. Here, you can create orders, plant or seed, or you can search inventory to see what's shipping in the next few weeks or even few months. Now, with most things that you click from the WebTrack homepage, you'll automatically go to a new pop-up window. From here, you can either continue to fill out all of this information and place an order or search inventory, but for now, I will exit out of it and we'll go back to the home page. Below this, you can also view and change orders. From here, you can view past, present, and future orders. You can change future orders by increasing or decreasing them, and you can also track your orders. Now, if you had just wanted to track your orders, you could click this Track Orders section. Scrolling down a little bit to Catalog Search, you can click here to find Ball's catalog and see all of the products that Ball has to ship. Here you can see that these plants are automatically alphabetically organized. On the left side of the screen, there's many different filter options that you could use to sort through this material. Maybe you want to search material by a specific supplier, or perhaps you want to search a specific form. Maybe you just want to look at seed. From here you can click the filter option you would like, and then to apply it you need to hit this green apply button. For now, let's say I know what I want to look at, and I want to look at the Cabaret series of Calibrachoa. I can go over towards the search bar, and in the alphabet search bar, I can search C for Calibrachoa. This is organized by the genus of the plant. So I can scroll down until I see Calibrachoa. And so now I see all of the Calibrachoa varieties that Ball has to offer. If I want to narrow down the search to the Cabaret series, I can go up to the search bar next to Calibrachoa and start typing in Cabaret. From here, you can see that the search bar automatically starts to generate some results. I'm going to click Calibrachoa Cabaret. And now I can see all of the varieties that if available. I can see what form the plant is available in. And click for product information, purchase your plant product through Ball. You can also use these WebTrack homepage. Below the catalog search, you can also pay your invoices. If
Hey, Sarah. Sorry to interrupt, but the video is lagging quite a bit,
down
I think, for
further,
everyone right
you can
now.
also start a claim, adding some notes and some photos, and later you can use this.
I muted myself. The fun of I guess Zoom, because sometimes my Zoom is finicky. So
I'm not sure that was it, because it's, I don't know, it was doing it before and after you muted.
okay, is it still kind of funky?
Yeah, we can't hear anything.
Yes, I'm not playing anything on the video.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We can hear
This
you
is-
clearly, Sarah.
Okay. Well, this is Georgia. This is Georgia internet. So, oh gosh. So, I guess I'll just start just to give you some more information. So, a brief run through of what we've talked about in that video. So, you have the option to click this information, and this is my address. You know my phone number. You know my email, and so that will just give you information that will be able to. It also will provide you the ship to location as well. In addition, you have the option to look at your inbox, and your inbox will give you information about like shipment notifications. It will give you notifications on reports, lots of different things that WebTrack can pull for you that you can easily find there. The next thing that we can look at is the create orders or search inventory. I get a lot of questions about this because people say, I don't want to create an order. I just want to look at, do you have Snapdragons for week 5? This is going to be all in the same tab. So whether or not you're trying to submit an order, I would suggest still looking at the search inventory part of it, because from there, actually we'll talk about it in the next part 2 of WebTrack training in 3 months. So that's the icon for that one. You have view and change orders. So this gives you the opportunity to see what orders you have submitted, and it'll also allow you to update or change any orders that you might have. In addition, we have track orders, which allows you to, if an order has already shipped, you'll see where it is via UPS, FedEx, grower truck, lots of different methods of delivery that way. And then from here, I honestly do not use the upload orders. I use the catalog search. So from here, I like to take a look. And if I'm looking for, as that video was showing, like a Calibrachoa Cabaret, it's still going to show you different options that of the Cabaret series. So some of the Cabarets might be a little bit of dark pink or yellow, or we've had some, maybe there might have been some supply issues and you're still trying to find a different hued pink. This gives you the opportunity to take a look and see which other Calibrachoa or Cabaret that you were looking for. Another option that we have is going to be to pay an invoice. So this is the finance side. So that's what I would always say, is that if you are wondering about, is my credit card right on my order? What is my open statements? What is my statement for January to December? All these things can be found here. And we'll talk about that actually in the last part 4 of our WebTrack training series. But this will be able to provide you a lot of good information on that. The next thing that we have is the seed deliveries, and this will actually give you really cool information about deliveries of the certain seeds. So they'll talk about, it's actually kind of finicky and funny because seed and vegetative material are 2 separate things. You'll notice when we go to create orders that you'll say, do you want seed? Do you want vegetative, hard goods, things like that. And so that's why we have seed deliveries as separately. So if you're looking on about a certain seed order, I would suggest going to the seed deliveries tab there. Another thing that I would suggest looking at is going to be a start claim, because this is the season that we will get claims, and that's just normal. This is the time that we're getting a lot of people who are shipping material out, and sometimes FedEx likes to play soccer with the ball, with the shipping box, and that's why it's important to find this icon, because this icon will provide you with the information that you will need to submit that claim. So we will talk about that again in another session about claims, because it is the season for it, and it is important that you always just provide, either you go on WebTrack and do this, or you provide it to your ADR and you provide the quantities that you would like to claim, the variety, and the pictures. Sometimes some claims will require pictures, so just please make sure that you include those. And the next thing is that you're saying, okay, well, I submitted a claim, where's my money? This is going to be where you find it. And so you can view your claims, and from here you can see if it's under, if all your information's in, you'll see customers final information's complete, or it's going to say like supplier is working on it. So at that point, we're kind of conversing with the supplier, and it's coming back to us, and it's kind of processing through the finance department that way. So next thing I want to talk about is reports and documents. Reports and documents are, I would like to say, the bread and meat and potatoes of the WebTrack, because it gives you a lot of good information. This will give you options to send you invoices once they are released from Ball. This will give you options to be able to give you delivery status once they order from Seed or from Mast Young, Grow and Sell, things like that are sent out. There's lots of different reports that you can pull from this, so it's very important to be able to learn how to work through the reports and documents tab. Another thing is really cool is the supplier list. This gives you everything and anything. I always like to say Ball has probably the largest suppliers on our as a broker, just because we work with so many people throughout the world. And if you can't get it from us, annuals and perennials, I always say that because I have a lot of cut flower people who are asking me about some woody plant material, because woody plant material for us, we do not probably have the heaviest focus in compared to our annuals and perennials. So for those cut flower people, if you go to G for Grow and Sell, you'll find Grow and Sell, you'll find our code and where they're from. Our code is just easy. You'll learn in the second part how to search inventory and create an order. And there might be some fun tips and tricks there on how to quickly find inventory from Grow and Sell. So it's a lot of fun. From here, you can just easily click on the Grow and Sell tab, and this will give you just great information about Grow and Sell if you're curious about them. Let's see, let's go back. And if you ever had to go back, WebTrack Home, that will take you back to the home page every time. The next thing I want to talk about is the main structure of WebTrack. WebTrack is designed for you to be able to do almost anything and everything that Ball has to offer. we have great customer service behind WebTrack. So the ADRs in ColorLink office fields a lot of calls about WebTrack, learning how to operate it, and we're very happy to help you out. Once you kind of figure out the motion of it and how everything goes, it's fun to do it at night when you're like, oh, I know about some ranunculus, and they start looking up some ranunculus stuff overnight, and it's just a lot of fun. Once you figure it out, it's a great time. If you said, okay, I just submitted an order, I am done. So I know Tasia and the other ADRs were kind of fielding some chat material. Was there anything asked or anything that needs to be addressed to on WebTrack for page?
And I'll jump in real quick, Sarah, because I think you were glitching out quite a bit. And of course, Sarah and I had this conversation before we joined the Zoom. And first of all, thank you guys so much. We knew there were going to be some bumps, speed bumps the first time we did this, just learning lessons for future training. So please note, future trainings will be much smoother. It's also nice because this was just the very basic overview. The next videos are really going to show you how to use WebTrack and do certain things. And Sarah and I had also talked, with Georgia's weather right now, she wasn't sure if she would be glitching in and out. I do have better internet connection where I am here. At least I think you guys can hear me better. So if you guys do have questions, I didn't see too many in the chat, but if you want to throw something in the chat, if you want to ask something, I'm also happy to share screens too and walk you guys through anything.
Hi, Tasia. If somebody could share in the chat the links to your web page, your YouTube page that has your videos on it, that would be helpful.
Yep. And I'll just give a quick explanation. So about a year ago, I made some WebTrack training videos, and that's what Sarah was trying to share with you. I do have a YouTube channel where I posted those videos. Now I'll share the link with you guys all, and I am working on giving this website a facelift, hopefully in the next week or so. But please know, if you follow one of the plant or seed videos, these videos were mostly created before we did our last big WebTrack update. So there are some differences that you'll see when you go into WebTrack, but it's still going to be like 96% similarity. So I still recommend using them. And it's really nice because you can pull open that browser on the side of your computer and work through something on WebTrack at the same time. You can pause my video. I walk through how to place a plant order, how to place a seed order, and then also this overview of WebTrack.
One other thing I'd recommend is if you're trying to watch the video and figure out how to use WebTrack at the same time, watch the video on your phone. That way you have your computer to use to play in WebTrack, so to speak, without the video on the same screen.
Okay, so someone asked, is there a way to view what's available without starting a new order? And the answer is yes. I will say I use WebTrack all the time. And for me, it is easiest just to open a new order and to see, because that's when you're going to see when the product is available, along with finding the product that you're actually looking for. You can go through the catalog and search the product first, but then it's a little bit more of a hunt to find, okay, what's the supplier that carries it and when are they going to have it? Whereas if you do go in to create an order, you can see all that all on the same screen.
And I saw something about the cart. The cart's going to probably be talked about during the starting an order and looking at the inventory for part 2, because that will give you really good information about carts and that information.
So Dave's comment about using the phone and the computer at the same time. So if you're on your computer, and you pull open WebTrack and you're like, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to learn it and I'm going to figure it out. If you use your phone and you click the YouTube link that I have, you can play that YouTube video, say off of your phone. I think that's what Dave was trying to say, and play the video at the same time while you're doing something on the screen. So you essentially see two WebTrack screens at the same time that walks you through everything. So the other training sessions will be a few months apart. We did send out one newsletter which showed the calendar for each of the newsletters. So maybe we'll try and send that out again, Mary Jo, maybe next week or something. I don't remember the dates off the top of my head, but they are staggered a few months out.
Mhm.
I'll send out a reminder with all of the dates. There's one in March, one in May, and one in July.
And I would just like to add, my name's Joy. I'm a manager in Ball Color Link in our West Chicago office, that if you're learning WebTrack and you're ever wondering, oh my gosh, am I doing this right? Play around with it, put stuff in a cart, then pick up the phone and call your ADR or call our 800 number and say, I've started this cart, not sure what I'm doing. Will you take a look at it with me? And we have people here all the time who sit on the phone. We can look at your cart. We can see what you're doing. We can advise you. So don't worry. You're not going to break WebTrack. You won't execute an order accidentally. We're here to help you learn how to navigate it better. So please take advantage of our team, because we are more than happy to help you become savvy WebTrack users.
That's
And
usually one of
we'll-
the questions. Go ahead, Tasia.
And we'll elaborate more on the cart in future videos, but just to give you guys like a little bit of information. So usually when you're shopping for something on WebTrack, as soon as you start entering a quantity, that item gets put into a cart. Now I've heard different numbers. The one I like to stick by is that product is usually held for about 20 minutes for you. And so you can hold it in the cart. You get about 20 minutes to decide, do you want it, do you not? After that 20 minutes, it will get posted back to WebTrack. This is just to make sure someone doesn't choose the last of something, put it in their cart and leave it and forget about it, and no one gets the opportunity to get that product. So it's kind of like your shopping cart like you would have when you're making any online transaction. Now, if you were to log out of it and come back to WebTrack because you started working on your Lysianthus order a week ago and you need to go back to it before you finalize it, when you pull open WebTrack, you're probably going to see a red flag at the top of the screen saying like items need attention here. You can click on that and that will take you back to your shopping cart. And so from there, you can change the order, you can go in, you can finish it, you can even abandon it and say, yeah, nope, never mind, I didn't want any of this.
Yvonne, that comment, I would say that they're not going to be combined. And that's going to be something that we'll talk about in the second part, because if you search an inventory and you put in Lysianthus, you find your arena one that you want, you put it into the cart, and then you log out of WebTrack, and then you say, let me search my inventory for some more Lysianthus, and you go to search inventory and you put Lysianthus in the same week, and you go to your cart, you might realize that you only have that one Lysianthus that you searched for, because the other Lysianthus that you maybe searched for yesterday or the day before, it's going to be showing in a separate cart and view change. So it is kind of sometimes very confusing, and I admit that, but that's why we have Joy's team and we have us as well to be able to help you out. And so if you need an answer sooner than that, I would always suggest calling your ADR person or just calling the Ball Color Link office to help you out with that issue.
And I will just add, I was a customer of Balls for a long time before I started working for them. And I will say, WebTrack was hard. I could not figure it out. I did not have the time to sit down and learn the ins and outs. But now after being on the other side and seeing it, once you get the hang of it, it's much easier and it makes sense. So please, if you have any issues, like I've always told my customers, I don't care if you have a WebTrack issue, you can text me, you can call me. Let's work through it, because once you understand it, it's just so powerful, and it's such a powerful website platform to use once you get it. And then, okay, so another question we had, can you search to see what a supplier has on a certain week without specifying a certain plant? Like, for example, search for everything CubePag has available on week 11. Yes, you can do this. And I will add real quick, I do have a video on it, specifically on this on my YouTube page. So it is called How to Download a Supplier's Availability. And essentially what you need to do in the search for is put in the supplier's name, because when WebTrack searches for something, or here's what I'll say, when you search something on WebTrack and it pulls up that line item, it is searching for any word in that line. So you'll see on the far right, you'll see the supplier's names. If you enter the filter for a supplier, then in the search term, put the supplier's name, put CubePack. You could even put in Cube. And I usually click Show Me Only Available because I don't want to see everything that's already sold out. Click that, and it is going to run that supplier's availability for that week and give it to you in alphabetical order. And we are going to be recording all of these sessions. We will also post them to a specific part in my YouTube channel as well. So you can go there and you can reference it.
I just wanted to comment real quick. There was a person who asked about a new order getting combined with an existing order. If you're checking out an order for the same supplier with the same ship date, when you go to check out that order, it will ask if you want to combine it with the existing order or make it a new order. The other option is open up that order from the view all your existing orders, and there's a place where you can then edit and add to it. So it opens up the existing shopping cart, and then you can add to the existing order. Both ways will let you add to an order or combine two orders, as long as it does not pass the cutoff date. We have a little red square. That means you can't make any changes to an order.
Cool. Anybody else have any other, I guess, questions revolving around the basics? Or, as I said, it's a continually evolving WebTrack, and so we always try to make it more and more smooth and more customer friendly. And so I definitely look forward to continuing the last 3 parts of our training series, because as we go, it'll get a little bit more complex of creating an order and searching inventory, and it'll get more and more advanced. And at the end of the day, maybe by the end of the year, you're gonna be like, oh, I know WebTrack, I'm fine. So definitely reach out to your ADRs in the ColorLink office. And let me see, was there a question there? You're muted, Tasia.
Thank you. Okay, so another good question. If you order 2 types of products from the same supplier, do you need to make 2 orders? It depends. So it depends, and it's the worst answer, but it is the answer to a lot of different things. Is a lot of situations, it depends. We have 250 plus different suppliers. They, in our partnership with them, they kind of get to choose how to best run their side of things, and we abide by that as best we can. So some suppliers, you can combine things. You can combine plugs, you can combine liners, any of that. Other suppliers, you cannot. For example, if you're ordering from Edney and you order peonies and you order lilies and you order ranunculus, they're going to spit them out into different orders. And the easiest way to check this is when you're on the finish screen in WebTrack. So you have everything in your cart and you go to finish now. If you see 1 row of boxes, that means everything will ship together. If you see multiple rows of boxes, that is showing that the supplier will not ship these products together. So most of you, if you've ordered from Ball Tagawa or Tagawa Greenhouses in Colorado, you know that they ship their plugs for the most part separately from their liners. So when you go to check out on that order, if you have like a plug 288 and you have a liner 50, you're going to see 2 different rows of boxes on that final screen. The other thing that you can see is the supplier's term features. So there's 2 ways to go about this. When you're searching product on the WebTrack screen, oh, and I'll answer this one real quick. So the difference between a plug and liner is a plug was propagated by seed and a liner was vegetatively propagated. So that's where we're talking about sticking the cutting. So anywho's, when you're on the search screen and you pull up a product, on the far right side, you see that supplier's name. If you click on it, you're going to see their terms and kind of their rules. And our job as ADRs and anyone who works for Ball is we get to know these rules very well. So if you ever have any questions, reach out to us, but there will be a line that says mix divisions. And that's usually what will tell you if they will mix different products together. If they say they mix divisions and tray sizes, then yeah, you're good to go. But like I said, the easiest way is just, do you have one row of boxes at the end, or do you have multiple rows of boxes at the end when you're checking out on WebTrack?
And if you have questions, I know that kind of can be complicated just thinking about the different. If you want to make sure your order is complete, just give them a call, as Joy was saying, and say, "Hi, can you take a look at my cart? Can you make sure and see if it's a full case?" And we'd be happy to take a look and show you how to show that it's a full case. So a lot of fun features on there. And so Sherry, you're commenting about peony varieties being canceled, but you found that there was some that, so you ordered it again. Every supplier has a different way that they will, if there's a change in their system and they say, oh, we can't do that peony, and they cancel it, some suppliers will choose to substitute. Some will just say cancel. It's up to the supplier how they do it. Or in the independent garden centers, if it's like a quick combo and they can't do one of the varieties a quick combo, they might substitute for something that has the same colorage of that same quick combo. So it is up to the supplier. And so if you really wanted to get into the nitty and gritty of why was it canceled, things like that, you just reach out to your ADR or your ColorLink office, and we'd be happy to reach out to the supplier and ask them. I mean, we're supporters of you guys, and so we want to help you guys succeed, and we're just that third party to help you out and be able to talk to those suppliers for you. So don't be scared to reach out to us, because we'd be happy to help.
And sometimes what happens is if a product is canceled, at the time the supplier is like, okay, we're not going to have any more of this. We're actually going to get less of it than we thought we would. But then what can happen is, say someone who booked their order earlier and did actually get to secure that product on their order, say they're like, okay, never mind, I don't want this anymore. And this is very specific with any product. I know that any product, if a customer takes something off of their order, the next morning it's posted to WebTrack. So it's hard when there's so many customers, so many people, so many orders to know, okay, who to reach out to if they had something canceled and something comes back available, that most of the time it is just posted to WebTrack again. So if you're ever looking for something that was canceled, I tell people check in the mornings. And I usually do that routinely. I have a few things I check for, but usually if someone cancels a product, that's why you'll probably see something that was previously canceled from your order show availability again.
Cool. Well, is there any other questions or thoughts, comments, anything? Pretty much, you're more than welcome to put it in the chat. But if there isn't, and if you think about something later on, feel free to reach out. We'd be more than happy to help you out after the video training series. And I said, we'll see you for 3 more times during our next 3 parts of our WebTrack training series. So looking forward to getting some more WebTrack savvy customers. And it's always a great time when we get some WebTrack knowledge, because as I said, if it's in the middle of the night and you're like, oh, I need to know, where is my order? You can go into view change and you can find it without us. So as I said, thank you guys so much for joining, and we will see you in March.
Thank you, ADRs.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you, guys.
everyone.
Nice job, guys.
Thanks, Teresa, for joining. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.